Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, as we learn from St. Augustine, Doctor of the Church, while we read his book, Confessions. Welcome, Catholic pilgrims. Thanks for coming back and hitting play. We are diving into Genesis today, so I invite you to sit at the feet of teacher St. Augustine and learn something new. We are reading from Book 11, Chapter 3, on page 256. Let me hear and understand the meaning of the words, "In the beginning you made heaven and earth." Moses wrote these words. He wrote them and passed on into your presence, leaving this world where you spoke to him. He is no longer here, and I cannot see him face to face. But if he were here, I would lay hold of him, and in your name I would beg and beseech him to explain those words to me. I would be all ears to catch the sounds that fell from his lips. If he spoke in Hebrew, his words would strike my ear in vain, and none of their meaning would reach my mind. If he spoke in Latin, I should know what he said. But how should I know whether what he said was true? If I knew this too, it could not be from him that I got such knowledge. But deep inside me, in my most intimate thought, truth, which is neither Hebrew nor Greek nor Latin nor any foreign speech, would speak to me, though not in syllables formed by lips and tongue. It would whisper, "He speaks the truth." And at once I should be assured. In all confidence I would say to this man, your servant, "What you tell me is true." Since then, I cannot question Moses, whose words were true, because you, the truth, filled him with yourself. I beseech you, my God, to forgive my sins, and grant me the grace to understand those words, as you granted him, your servant, the grace to speak them. St. Augustine says about Moses, quote, "But if he were here, I would lay hold of him, and in your name I would beg and beseech him to explain those words to me," unquote. Speaking in reference to the first line of Genesis there. So that got me thinking, setting aside Jesus and Mary because they are a given. Who in the Bible would you like to have a conversation with? One of the apostles? David, Ruth, Eve, Moses, like St. Augustine wants to? After thinking about it for a while, I think I'd like to talk to St. Paul. And the reason I say him is because, like me, he fought against the church initially. He was a Jew, obviously I was a Protestant, but he really felt like in persecuting the early Christians, he was doing the right thing. And I too thought that viewing the Catholic Church in a very negative way was noble. I thought they were a small cult with pagan leanings, and boy, did I come at them hard. Both of us had a come to Jesus moment, so to speak, and I would just like to talk to Paul about that. He was a prolific writer. I like to write. He evangelized. I evangelized through my writing, or at least I try to. He traveled all over. I call myself the Catholic Pilgrim. We just have a lot of things in common, and I would like to ask him what it was like going into the different cities that he went to, and what it was like dealing with the people. Was he scared? Did he get nervous? Did it invigorate him? How did he deal with rejection? Those are all the things that I would love to ask him. So what about you? Who would you want to speak with, and why? That's definitely a great thing to take into prayer, and whoever that is, I would say if there's something about them that you have in common with them or you can really relate to them, I would say, maybe reach out to them and ask for their intercession in whatever it is that you need prayers for. Maybe that's somebody that you really need on your saint team. But we will pause here for today, Catholic pilgrims. I'll meet you back here tomorrow, but until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.